In weird science news, people are becoming increasingly concerned about microplastics. With good reason, they've been linked to everything from infertility, dementia, heart disease. They can clog your arteries along with cholesterol. And mark my words, we will see plastic-related sepsis. That is a prediction on my side, because I know that anytime you have a foreign body in your body, it can be a fomite, which is something that bacteria can grow on. It's why I have a greater risk for sepsis, just because I have metal in my foot. Now, if you've ever been unfortunate enough to donate plasma, it's an industry where you can sell your blood plasma, which is used in biotech and medical research. And you might notice that there's stuff like fat and cholesterol in it once you filter it out. Turns out there is some evidence that if you regularly donate plasma, you might actually be able to filter plastics from your blood. More research is of course needed, and this also covered blood donations, but there is at least some evidence that filtering your blood could take microplastics out. And because people keep asking me about it, yes, there are bacteria and fungi and apparently moth larvae that can digest plastic. Genes have even been isolated, which confer the ability to digest plastic if you are a bacteria. But that's not really something that you want because your body sees foreign entities like bacteria and fungi as a threat. So even if it were not a pathogen, you do not want bacteria in your bloodstream ever. Your blood is sterile. One could argue that they could be in our guts, and that's all fine and good, except our gut microbiome is kind of a delicate system. Also, there's toxic byproducts from degrading plastic, at least in terms of bacteria. However, it has been recently discovered that the wax moth can eat plastic and the byproducts are not toxic, interestingly. Wax moths are a globally distributed moth, and in their larval stage, they eat beeswax. I'm not entirely sure how somebody figured it out, but apparently they can eat a plastic bag. The byproduct of their digestion is just propylene glycol, other non-toxic byproducts. It would seem like they were evolved to eat plastic, but more likely they were just evolved to eat wax, which is a relatively similar structure. It's actually really weird that they can do this. What we are seeing amongst bacteria, fungi, and maybe these guys could join the game, we're seeing creatures adjusting to the world that we've given them. Plastic is relatively new on the planet, but petroleum is not. When critters had to figure out how to degrade wood, it ended up piling up and becoming coal, and algae most likely ended up becoming our petroleum today. Turns out that's what happens when you degrade in an environment where nothing eats you. You just turn to petroleum. We see a similar effect on mummies on mountains, for that matter. Also, some people eat mummified organic matter from mountaintops. I don't understand that. I doubt there's anything good about it, but I've got family who eats it as a supplement. I don't get it. Also, yeah, you probably can't use wax moths in your body either, but donating plasma is on the table.